Hi everyone, I hope you had a great fall break. Coming back, this is our first quiz from Friday, solving multi-step inequalities. We're going to start by looking at number 1. It says solve the following inequalities, and the first one we have negative 8 is less than negative 2x over 5 minus 10. So I'm going to rewrite this with the variable on the left side of my inequality sign. And when I do that, that gives me negative 2x over 5 minus 10 is greater than, notice how I keep that sign the same, even though I'm changing the variable to the other side, the open part stays with the negative 2x over 5, and then minus 8. Now, we solve this just like we would solve any normal equation. I'm going to try and get the negative 2x over 5 by itself, so I'm going to add 10 to both sides. Negative 8 plus 10 is 2. Bring down my inequality sign, and bring down the negative 2x over 5. Remember with fractions that fractions are the same as division, and the opposite of division is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply both of these by the denominator here of 5. When I do that, I get negative 2x is greater than 10. Now I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. Now remember with inequalities, when I divide by or multiply by a negative, my sign flips. So now instead of x being greater than negative 5, it's going to be x is less than negative 5. Looking at number 2, I'm going to start on the left side of my inequality sign. So I'm going to bring down my 9x. I'm going to distribute this negative like there was a negative 1 there. And remember, when we distribute, that means we multiply. And so negative 1 times x is negative x, and negative 1 times negative 8 is positive 8. Bring down my inequality sign, bring down the x, and the plus 29. Now looking at the left side still, I can combine my like terms. 9x minus x is 8x plus 8 is greater than x plus 29. I need to combine like terms, and so this x here is positive. I want to do the opposite to make that 0. So subtract x here and subtract x here. Remember, I can only combine like terms. That's why I'm not subtracting the x from the 8. 8x minus x is 7x plus 8 is greater than 29. Now I'm going to subtract 8 on both sides. 29 minus 28 is 21. Bring down my inequality sign and my 7x. I'm now going to divide both sides by 7. 21 divided by 7 is 3. So my answer here is x is greater than 3. Taking a look at number 3. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to distribute first this 5 to both parts of my parentheses. Remember, when I distribute, that means I multiply. Gives 5 times 12 gives me 60. 5 times negative 3w gives me negative 15w. Bring down my greater than or equal to sign. I'm going to distribute again to both parts of my parentheses. 3 times 5w is 15w. 3 times 20 is 60. Okay, so now I want to combine like terms, so I'm going to subtract 15w on both sides. I notice a lot of times we let these negatives confuse us, so if you've got your calculator, use it. The negative 15w minus 15w is negative 30w. Greater than or equal to 60. Now I need to get that negative 30w by itself, so I'm going to subtract 60 on both sides so that this becomes 0. That cancels. And so now I have negative 30w is greater than or equal to 0. To get w by itself, I have to divide both sides by negative 30. 0 divided by negative 30 is 0. But remember, I divided by a negative, so my inequality sign flips. So now this is W is less than or equal to 0. All right, so we've done the first half. Now we're going to look at number 4. It says, suppose you are a salesperson from American Eagle. Each month you earn $300 plus 1/5 of your sales. What amount must you sell this month to earn more than $1,500? I always tell my students, when you have a word problem, big or small, it's always best to highlight key pieces of information. That helps us narrow down what's really important. So it says each month you earn $300. So the first amount I'm going to write down is 300. And then plus, because it says plus. 1/5, okay? So 1/5 is 1/5 of your sales. Well, I don't know what my sales are, so I'm going to use a variable to represent that, and I'm going to use X here. So 1/5 X. And it says, what amount must you sell this month to earn more than $1,500? So more than would be our greater than sign, and then 1,500. Because I don't want it to be 1,500. It has to be bigger than 1,500. So now I'm going to solve this like a normal inequality. I'm going to subtract 300 on both sides to get the 1/5 X by itself. Bring down the 1/5 X. Bring down the greater than sign. 1,500 minus 300 is 1,200. Now remember, when I have a fraction, fractions are the same as division, so I want to do the opposite. I want to multiply both sides here by my denominator of 5. I'm multiplying by, we call that the reciprocal. And so now I have X is greater than 1,200 times 5 is 6,000. So in an answer to our question here, what amount must you sell to earn more than $1,500? You have to earn $6,000, or you have to earn more than $6,000 this month. All right, May charges $50 per hour to take pictures of families. She also charges a flat rate of $75 to edit pictures. Write and solve an inequality that represents the number of hours May needs to work in order to earn no more than $400. Okay, so to start, $50 per hour. Remember those key words like per or each? We're going to use a variable to represent that. So X is going to represent our number of hours. You can use any letter or variable you want. Then she charges a flat rate of $75. Okay, a flat rate means a one-time fee. You don't do it every time, it's just once. And then we need to figure out how much or how many hours she needs to work to earn no more than $400. Okay, no more than. So that's going to be less than or equal to. She doesn't want to earn more than 400, but she can earn 400. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and solve the inequality. So I'm going to subtract 75 on both sides. 400 minus 75 is 325. Bring down your inequality sign. Bring down the 50x. Now I need to divide both sides by 50. 325 divided by 50 is 6.5. So my answer here is X is less than or equal to 6.5. And we can use our label 6.5 hours. So it says, based on your answer from part A, come up with another solution that would make the inequality true. Okay, well, she can work less than or equal to 6.5 hours. So she could also work another amount she could work is 5 hours. If she worked 5 hours, that would be less than 6.5 hours, so that would work as well. There are multiple solutions that would work for part B, as long as it's less than or equal to 6.5. All right, and then number 6, solve the following equation and name the type of solution. This is a review question. So I'm going to bring down my 8x minus 10 bring down my equal sign. I'm going to distribute the 2 to both parts of the parentheses. Remember, when I distribute, that means I multiply, so this is going to be 10 plus 8x. I want to combine my like terms, so I'm going to subtract 8x on both sides. So now I have negative 10 equals positive 10. Is that a true statement? No, it's not. That is not true, so this is a no solution problem. Great job, friends.